Practice on Tuesday, an okay practice on Wednesday. All of a sudden, we're racing on Thursday and being like, gosh darn it. I was like, I'm going to pull a miracle out of my butt for Thursday or Friday. And I just came out here knowing that I was going to be able to do it and freaking did it.
So how does it feel to do it?
Feels really good. Of course, I wanted it to be a lot faster, but I don't care. I made the team. After coming off being sick, I can't ask for more. Was it windy? I don't know. I didn't feel. Man, all I felt was me trying to move on everybody else. So I didn't feel any wind. The first thing you gotta do is make it through USA's, and I've been watching every World Championship, and I'm like, man, I could make it in that final. I can make it into that top 3. All I gotta do is make it through USA's. Yeah, the hardest part. I was telling Charleston, you made the team now. You did the hardest part. It's over. Now that you made it to Team USA, the world is going to be a piece of cake.
No, to that respect, you know what it was like when you made your first. To see a guy have a breakthrough like that, and obviously just to continue to fortify the relay, how special is that?
No, it's a good moment. It's a good feeling. I'm proud of him. And we were in every round together, and there's nothing like having that feeling like, oh shoot, here we go again, and then stepping up for the big moments. It's hard to make this team, and actually putting a race together after a bunch of consecutive weeks, that means something. So I'm proud of him.
So before the race, was that a spirit bomb celebration, or were you going Super Saiyan?
I was a spirit bomb.
Spirit bomb, okay.
Yeah, spirit bomb before every finals.
Noah, I saw a tweet that said, "Don't let this man figure out the 100." What happens when Noah Lyles figures out the 100?
World records. World records.
How close were you to figuring it out?
Gosh, I thought I was closer when I started the season. And in my practices, I've been dropping 9.7s. But it's a lot harder when you're just kind of going back and forth between 100 and 200. But getting sick really threw me off. And then trying to do that Kingston-Paris trip, that threw a lot of stuff off. Going straight home for one day and then taking a flight to Paris. And then having like a ton of cameras in my face. I was really on. I was in an interview every hour, every day, and I wasn't getting to bed till late. And when I came back, I was like, I really need a break. And I told my coach I needed a break, and my body said he's gonna take it anyway. And that's when I got sick, I guess. And now that I got almost like a second half to the season, it's like, all right, let's get cleaning up some things. I know my body is ready and excited to get back to it. I don't think that I'm gonna have that dull moment in the middle of the season. I think it's just ready to get back after it.
Obviously, you're always confident you can do this, but when you had those first practices back after getting sick, any kind of doubt being like, where's my fitness at?
Oh yeah.
Did you think this was possible midweek?
To be honest, it's faith. I cannot tell you how much faith it was. I was telling my mom a story of a story I heard in the Bible when I was a kid. And it was talking about how an angel was telling a human that he was so astonished by the faith that humans have in God, because the angel sees God every day. We don't see God, but yet we have faith that he's there. And every step of the way, I'm just like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have faith that it's going to get done.
When did you arrange that? I like getting technical with these races. Break it down for me from start to finish, I guess. Creating the start, what was the best part of the race, and just overall the execution?
Man, I truthfully had to throw away anything I was thinking about the start, because it was messing up all my races. I had to just say whatever I get is what I'm going to work with. And I said, as soon as we get to that 20-minute or that 10-minute mark, I need to start getting nasty. I need to start throwing my feet into the ground, rebounding off and striking back in. Started standing up, and I'd be like, all right, let's start moving on some people. My coach said I exposed my chest a little early in the race. I could have stayed in my dry phase longer, and I think that's what really was the difference between this final and the semi.
Noah, of course you're a 200 double champion, but the 100, now you're going for that goal, and the sport loves the 100, right? That's like the premier event. Do you change anything on how you're going to approach it? Not necessarily race-wise, but like perception-wise.
Mentally? Yeah, I think about that a lot, because it's not the same as the 200. Like, I have to get real aggressive, which is very weird to me. Like, early in the season, my coach was like, you got to use 100% of effort from the get-go. That's very weird to me because I'm used to the 200. And anybody who see my YouTube channel, when I'm breaking down the 200, I'm like, you got to finesse the 200. You know, it doesn't want to be tossed around and it doesn't want to be ripped up. You know, it wants to be finessed, it wants to be simple, it wants to be smooth. But when it's the 100, it's like, you got to be finessed, but you got to get nasty with it, you know? And that's very weird to me because that's just not how I think about racing. And so it is a completely different mindset that I have to get in.
Do you think we'll ever see, like, what's the timeline in terms of a 100-meter breakdown on your YouTube?
First, I want to explain a lot of different things. I want to explain good and bad data. Before we get in there, I want to break down energy just distribution, and then probably a few technique videos before I really start getting into the 100. Because if I just throw people into the 100, I feel like I'm going to start talking about things that they might not understand. I'm like, I need them to understand this before I can tell you how to run a 100.
How was the pre-game, pre-race atmosphere for you, having like the lights flickering, having YG playing on?
Not my specific song I would have chose, but I liked it. You know,
what song would you have chosen?
Walk 'Em Down, the Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. Yeah.
Do you get any say in terms of what goes down in Budapest? I know Doha, they really lit things up. Like,
no, I have no say. The thing about World Championships is each individual worlds gets to decide what they want to and don't want to do. Like here last year, they gave you your medals right after the race. It's not something that now each World Championships has to do. They get to choose if they want to do that. I hope they keep doing it because I thought it was a lot better, you know, having that gold medal around your chest as soon as you cross the line. It gives people that identity of, oh, this man came in first, this man came in second and third, instead of having to wait for the podium, which most people don't see on TV. So I thought that was a really good idea.
No, you think Fred was watching today?
Possibly.
What do you think he would think of that race, just in general?
I don't care what he thinks. I just hope he's ready when Worlds comes, because I will. It ain't going to be this Noah. It's going to be a completely different Noah.
How you feel just about the team? Yourself, Charleston, Coleman, like how you feel about the 100-meter team, and of course Curly?
Yeah, I'm ready to take medals. You know, consistency right here. You know, this veteran. I mean, we veterans now. That's so crazy to say. I mean, Christian veterans. We done made Olympic teams. We made World Championships. That is my third World Championship team now, which is wild for me to say. And yeah, it's legit wild. Like you know, our first team together, we broke the 4x1 American record. And now we're going in, it's like, yo, it's time to do it again. It's time to, you know, bring in the next guard. You know, we were joking because we were in the call room for the finals. It's like, dang, they said, forget the pros, it's the college team. I was like, yeah, this is what I was thinking when I was around their age. Like, out with the old, in with the new. So I'm confident in them, though. You know, I'm confident in us. We know what it takes when it comes to the big championships.
Tell me about that jacket you wore in today. How much did it cost? I mean, like, in general, just like making it made?
It was, this one was free. It was done for, so I was looking over, you know, when people went. So, you know, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, they used to get these special Letterman jackets. And they, you know, would have, you know, the championships, the place that they won them, their team, and they would look really cool. And I was like, why don't I have a championship jacket? And I met up with a guy in Bermuda, and he was like, oh, I know this brand that's like, you know, really kind of your taste. And I was like, okay, I'll, you know, check them out. And we started conversating, and we were like, hey, you know, let's make this jacket. Let's make something special. And that guy who introduced us, he ended up paying for it, and I'm very thankful for him. And Gene Tricks is the brand, and they've actually done quite a few custom pieces. They've actually done stuff for Jay-Z and Blue Ivy, and they've done stuff for Janet Jackson. So they're very, you know, talented in what they do. You know, a black-owned brand, which is really cool to have. They did a wonderful job.